Nigeria's youth population is often described as one of the country's greatest assets. Yet, many young people today are battling drug abuse, unemployment, hopelessness, and a growing desire to leave the country in search of better opportunities abroad. As concerns grow over substance abuse and increasing wave of migration, popularly known as Japa, questions are being asked about what is driving these trends and what can be done to secure the future of Nigeria's youth. Now, this morning, on our interview segment, we're being joined by Dr. Mr. Dickin Ekwabojon. We're going to be discussing Nigeria's youth crisis, drugs, and the exodus abroad. Now, Dickin Ekwabojon is a public servant, he's a social worker, he's a founder and general coordinator, New Generation Social Works Foundation, Delta State. It's an NGO, and is also the author of a book, Africa to Europe Through the Libyan Desert. Good morning, Dickin.
Thank
you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Good
So
morning,
much.
sir. It's good to have you
Thank
on
you,
the show. I really look forward to you pouring out your hearts
Thank you so
and
much.
your experience, sharing experience with us.
Thank you.
Okay, so now let's just start with you describing, how would you describe the current state of Nigerian youth today?
It's horrible. It's horrible. Horrific. I would say horrific. A lot of us have problem in this country. Our bigger problem is lack of joblessness. It's a very big menace. It affected me myself many years ago. Me and my friend, when I was in Edo State, Benin City precisely, no job. Because no job, the Chakma team came up. And we had to go through the desert. I went through the desert 3 times, a record 3 times. To Libyan desert, to go to Libya. From there, I intend to enter Europe, like Italy or Spain. It was not easy. We passed desert, a lot of people died on the way.
Okay.
The death rate in Libyan desert is unbelievable. But most of us, still risk it because we had to do something because there's no job.
What was your experience like trying to get into Europe through the
Did you ever
desert?
make it? Through-
Some people make it.
Did you ever make it
To Europe?
To Europe.
No, I never made it to Europe. I never made it to Europe. I only stopped in desert in Libya.
Then how did you find your way back?
Okay, I'll explain to you. It's a long one.
Just summarize because
I'll summarize because of time.
were you people deported by Libyan
No.
authorities?
We are not deported. They don't deport. They allow us to come in, and they allow us to work. If you can work, you have skills. You work. If you don't have skills, you work as a private person. Libya was a very good place to go to then, but then difficult to enter. So we passed through from Edo State on Delta State. You enter the vehicle, and then when you get to Kano, you stay in a local hotel or in a kind of a slum. Then from there you get the vehicle that will take you, smuggle you through the desert. The vehicle that will smuggle you through the desert. We normally pass through the desert, by going from one stage to another. It takes about like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, sometimes more than that, for you to pass through the desert and then get to where your destination. It's not an easy one at all. Sometimes we die trying. We try going, get to the desert, or we die trying. A lot of us did. I thank God I did not die because my mother's prayer helped me a lot.
And you went 3 times?
Three
Yes,
times.
yes,
So
I
the
went
first
to
time didn't scare you. Second time, you don't make it scarier for you.
No, because they call us Libyan burgers. I grew up in Edo State, and most of my friends came back and said, we passed through Libya, we went to Italy, they bring car, they are driving car, they buy land. I said, what am I waiting for when I don't have a good job? Then I had not joined my federal civil job then, so no job then. So I had to do all I can do.
What year was this?
That was the year 1999.
1999. As
Yes.
at 1999,
Yes.
how many Nigerian youths, in your opinion,
Yes.
with the number of persons you traveled with, how many Nigerian youths as at then were desperate to leave the country to
Thousands. Because in desert, I see a lot of Nigerians, Ghanaians, Cameroonians, mostly Nigerians, majority Nigerians in the desert. So that we enter a vehicle, they call it this big truck, that carries about 300 of us. Some people die inside the truck.
Why?
I don't know how I survived it myself.
Okay. So
300, 400 in one truck.
as of the 90s, were the economic realities in the country this harsh? Comparing then and now,
Yeah,
when would you say
1990s.
the economic realities were harsher?
I think it's harsher now.
So why were you leaving the country as of the 90s?
Because of that same problem, no job. If I had a
Are,
job,
are you
yes.
sure it's a no job thing or it's a mentality thing that the grass is greener at the other side?
I think I will agree with the fact that it's 2 in 1. No job thing and that mentality thing that greener pastures. Because most of us, like when you enter Europe, you can get a vehicle, you can buy a car, you can build a house, you can get married, you can train your children. But if you are here, the naira value is so low. So
But
that is what
because
it
of
is.
the 90s, the naira value wasn't that low.
It has never been better. As at 90s, I remember the dollar was about 100 to 150, 100 to 100. You know, $1 to that is $1 to 100 naira. So it has never been better.
But now it's about 1,400.
It's worse now. It's worse
Of
now.
course.
It's worse now.
Okay, so
But then I remember when I was in Libya, if I work, I teach English then. I was teaching English. If I work and then they pay me 100 dinars, then I work again 200. I get 200 dinars. 200 is $100. And when I send it to Nigeria here, I'm talking about thousands, of naira. So it has always
So
been.
life was better in Libya than,
Yes,
than
yes,
it
yes.
was in Nigeria as at
Had
1999.
always been better in Libya than Nigeria because there I buy a bag of rice, 10 kg of rice. I used to buy it for about 3 dinars. And the Libyans buy it 1 dinar because food stuff is subsidized in Libya.
Okay.
I don't know why Nigeria is not doing so. I'm trying to encourage the government to do so. Subsidize food stuff, make it cheaper. I buy 10 kg of rice for just as low as $5, 5 dinars. 5 dinars is 250 naira then. Are you getting me? 5 dinars is $2.5. But something half because the dinar is 1 dinar is about what they call it, 100 dinar, for instance, is about $150. The money was very strong. So when I want to go to market to buy rice, I buy tomatoes. I can cook with just about 5 dinars. I've cooked enough food that will carry me for 2-3 days. But that can happen in Nigeria here.
Well, you said you went to Libya and you were a teacher.
Yes, I was a
and
teacher, yes.
you were living, you were earning and sending back home.
Yes.
But
I was not sending back home. I was earning and saving the money because you cannot send back home then. So when I'm coming back, I swallow the money in my World Bank.
Oh.
When you are coming back, you have to hide the money, and the only way to hide money is to put it in your World Bank, your belly. So you pump the money and put it in your tummy.
sorry, I don't get. They run a surgical. They tell you open.
No, we won't say it open.
You just hide it in your
It's,
clothes.
it's a secret I put in my book, but I have to explain it to you. When you get money, you change to dollars.
Okay.
After working, then you now fold the dollars. You fold it and wrap it like a mold. And once it's wrapped like a mold, you now use tape, black tape to tape it. Put it inside a condom, fold it and use black tape to tape it horizontally and vertically. Then you get a Vaseline.
All that stress.
And
Okay,
then
get a Vaseline.
and rub it, and then you go to the toilet and bend down and push into your anus and push it until it runs into your anus and settles in your belly. You can do that.
Is it painful process?
It's horrible. It's painful. I think I had one of the one I did when I was coming back, so they would not take the money from me. When I got to Chad and I went to toilet to get it out, it tore my anus, and I was bleeding.
How did you get it? That you push.
Yes, you wrap it like a mold. If somebody give us dollars here now, maybe $100,000 now, and there are criminals outside, I will fold my own and pump it in my belly, and then
So how do you bring it out?
I'll go to toilet.
And it'll come out.
And it comes out with other things like.
When you go to
this.
toilet, you stay away from the toilet, so you won't go, and then when it comes out, you bring it and unfold it.
Because it's
then-
wrapped with tape and all
yes,
of that.
yes.
Okay, so you were saving your money, popping it in your stomach, coming
Yes.
back home. And
When
all
I save
that.
it, I'm coming back to my
But
toilet.
we've heard of other stories as it affects Nigerian youth when they try to leave the country and go to Libya, especially girls.
Yes.
We've heard of human trafficking, we've heard of
Horrible,
prostitution.
horrific.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll tell you that. That is the most painful thing that pained me when I was in Libya. Nigerian girls, if you go to Libya desert, you see Nigerian girls passing there as if they are going to their kitchen. They are so numerous. Almost half of Nigerian girls pass through that desert.
Some die and some survive.
Many of them die. Many of them are used as they are used as slaves, sex slaves.
Do you think they were aware that that's what they were going in for?
Most of them didn't know. They thought they are going there to just go there and hustle and work. But when they get to the desert, it's a different ball game. And many of the girls who have strong mind sleep as many as 40, 50 men a day. I was counting it. Some girls sleep with 50 men a day. I almost said I will not marry.
Is there like a tent in the desert, or the desert is just a transit point? Because you're talking about it when you see them in the desert.
You pitch your tent in the desert. It's an interesting journey, but it's horrific. I would not advise anyone to go into it. You pitch your tent when you move in
You
desert.
went 3 times.
Yes, I
In
went
fact,
three
you
times.
went, you came back, you went again.
Yeah, because I was a little bit
What were
lucky.
you- Okay.
Because I was lucky when I got there, because I graduated from Social Work University of Benin. So I went with my certificate laminated it, and I got there. I was able to get a teaching job. And I was having a school in Benin. I was managing the school, so I had this mind of teaching. But most Nigerians are good. They don't have mind of teaching. What they do is, when they get to the desert, they just go there and do anything they can do. What job, digging and other things.
So, does the government of Libya, did they know that people like you were illegal immigrants?
Yes, Gaddafi was the president then.
So he didn't care?
He didn't really care because he felt we are coming to help the people to learn more. Because a lot of people come to Libya, they call them Caribbean, they call them, some people that are into welding, panel-beating. Libyans don't know how to panel-beat car. If a car has accident, they sell it, they throw it away. But Nigerians taught them how to panel-beat cars, how to spray a car that is destroyed. We taught them how to repair a refrigerator. They don't repair refrigerators. They just throw it away. They don't repair ACs.
So was it only Nigerians that embarked on this journey?
No. When you get to the desert, you see different tribes from different countries. Cameroonians, mostly Cameroonians, Ghanaians, Liberians.
What was the aim of the other African countries?
The
Was it
same
also
thing.
to get to Europe?
Oh yes, majorly to get to Europe, majorly to get a better greener pasture.
Okay,
That's
so
why.
is the grass really greener the other side? And what are the advantages and disadvantages of migrating abroad?
The only thing I see, the advantage of migrating is that if you can successfully, if you have a good trade, if for instance you are a panel beater or a welder, and you can migrate and enter into Europe, even if you enter somewhere like maybe Tripoli, you sit, and get a white Arab or a person that gives you a shop, they call it nus. Nus means 50-50 in Arab.
Okay.
Whatever you make, you share into two with the Arab man. You can make so much money genuinely, and make up millions of naira genuinely in 2-3 years, if you are a genuine person. Then for the girls who are into prostitution, they sleep with them for $10, 10 dinars or 20 dinars, and then some of them sleep with as much as 20 men a day and make up to about $200 every. I see some Nigerian girls who are into prostitution. Sorry to say, let me make it clear. I don't like bending it. Well, they make $200 a day. They change it and they hide the money. Sometimes they make, and then they share it equally with the man that killed them in the house. So all those things happen. But the bad thing is that most of the Nigerian girls who are into prostitution, they end up dying there because sometimes some of the men they meet come and infect them with sickness or whatever. And then also some of the girls end up dying there because the other people sometimes just come and they hijack their houses, bust their houses, and then kill them.
Okay.
So a lot of things happen. It's horrible.
Now let's look at the second leg of the topic we're discussing. There is the drug part as well.
Yes.
Now recently, the chairman and CEO of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, Buba Marwa, he raised the alarm that over 60% of drug offenders arrested in Nigeria over the past years are young people. Also, the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime recently reported that Nigeria's drug use prevalence rate is about 14.4%. That is almost 3 times the global average. What does this say about the state of the nation's youth population?
I think it's good to say this. Drug has totally destroying the country. Years back in the 90s when I traveled to Libya, I saw such case too. It has been on. So I saw some of my friends that were traveling together, Libyan bloggers, we call ourselves, who told me, John, why don't you come and look at what I have? And they showed me, they said, this is brown, this is white. That's what I know what's called brown and white. I said, what do you say? If you can buy this in Lagos, palm it and pass through Zaria, and put it in your World Bank, that when you get to Libya, in 2 weeks, 3 weeks in a month, you sell them and make millions. I said,
Wow.
So they were taking drugs
pushing
from
it out of
Nigeria
yes,
to Libya.
Yes. Some people that sat with me in the...
And when you say put it in your World Bank, it means the same way you put...
Yes, the way you put your money, yes. And I told them, look, how can you buy drug? I said, my parents did not train me to put drug in my... Maybe I would have become a billionaire and died since. So I thank God I did not do it. I said I will not do it. I saw them, because in the vehicle we are going, we have about 300 of us in the truck. Those that have drug will just keep quiet and stay in one place. Because they will not move, they will not eat. They will not even drink more than half a glass of water for a whole 2-3 days. If they eat, the drug will burst in their stomach. That's what they said. So I said, how are you taking risk? I was even preaching to them because my mother had been a very ardent Christian. Why are you doing this? And then before I knew it, we got to Libya, some of them, about out of 500 that sat near me when we were traveling together, some of them, mostly from Edo State and from the East. Especially the Eastern boys, they are strong. I'm a debtor, I'm the only debtor among them. About 5 of them, 3 of them died in the desert, vomiting.
Oh.
I was holding some of them, vomiting. Before we entered Libya, they said they have died. Well, only 2 of them I saw the uptown in Tripoli. Horrible. And then only one of them, I think, under 3 months, said he was going back home. He bought a lot of things. We know his drug money. But then we heard that later on whether he was killed in Kano. A lot of bad things happen to people. That's why anything drug is horrible. Our youth now are taking drug so much that it's painful because, sorry to say, it's painful because when I came back to Nigeria, I saw that a lot of Nigerian boys, it was not as bad as what I'm seeing now in Nasaba, Delta State here. What I'm seeing now is making me to weep daily.
So what factors do you think make them vulnerable to drug abuse?
Yes, is this a problem of unemployment and economic hardship as well?
I think the major problem reason why boys are going into drug is primarily this lack of job and peer pressure. It's peer pressure mostly.
Okay.
Peer pressure, and some of them want to make, they feel they're taking drug, they will be strong. And they will be
strong for what?
Strong. I've interviewed a lot of them because I'm into campaigning against drug now myself.
As a social worker.
As a social worker, I interviewed. I saw one young man say if you take it, it makes his head to think far, and then he can. Especially one of these boys who are into Yahoo thing. I've interviewed some of them. They said they take drug. When they take it, they can collect money from the white man, and make. I said this is wrong. You are killing yourself. I'm not sure you can get to my age if you continue like this. Young boy in his 20s, 30s. Taking drug of a lot of things. They take different kind of drug they abuse now. Okay, so it's horrible. It has been done, but I think that something can be done to stop it, which I think I can prefer a solution.
Do you think families are doing enough to identify this problem and address it among young people?
Honestly, families are doing nothing enough. They're not doing enough. Our parents are not doing enough. Our parents are even supporting them in a way because only they see an old man, an elderly man smoking cannabis. You see an old man smoking cannabis, in presence of his children. You see an old man taking snuff in the presence of his children. You don't do that. You see a man smoking cigarettes in presence of his children. All this encouraging the children to go into drugs, drug abuse and addiction. So I think our parents need to stop this trend, stop it, talk to the children, because if they continue taking drugs the way they are taking it now, it's getting worse. I'm telling you now, it's getting worse. Government has to do something about it.
Even young girls are beginning to join.
Yes. I think when I've seen a lot of young girls now who even take shisha. I was saying you talk about shisha. Yeah. When I was in Abuja then, some time ago, I went for an interview. Promotion interview. I saw some young girls in the hotel near where I lodged taking shisha. I said, "What did they say shisha?" I said, "Why you shisha, girl?" He said, "Sir, that is not doesn't disturb me, make me irate, make me fun." I said, "You are killing yourself because shisha is even worse than cigarette." Okay. So Nigeria government has to do something about this because in Okpana Road now you see we are going Okpana Road now you see a lot of use. The next they run underground. They are all into drug. So government has to arrest this thing because it's kind of hydras.
So now you said that when she asked you a question, you said you have a solution.
Yes.
So can we start talking about the solution, not just limited to drug abuse, but also the Japa syndrome?
Yes. I think I have a lot of solutions. One of them is that the government should be proactive. One, try to see how they can create jobs for our youth. There's no job. Jobless. I looked for job for 16 years before I got this job.
So you don't agree with the argument that the government says some youths or most of the youths are unemployable?
No, I don't agree with that. No youth is unemployable from my experience. I'm a social worker. There's no youth who is unemployable. What do I mean? Because if you engage our youth into something tangible to do, they will be happy. I've interviewed some youth, even the girls who are into hook up. I've interviewed some of them. They said, if the repentant hookup girls, I'm looking for them and trying to get them out. I call them repentant hookup girls. And then I call them repentant drug addicts. I'm trying to get them out. I call it Reda and Rehog. So I feel Reda.
Your wife is in support of this?
Yes, my wife is a police officer. So she supports.
Is there anybody that cannot repent from anything?
I did not say that. I just want to be sure.
Yes. I'm a proponent of the father of Reda. Reda is repentant drug addict. And Rehog, repentant drug hookup girls. Repentant hookup girls. I call it Reda and Rehog. It's an initiative that came to me. My plan is if I see a drug addict, I'll ask him, we want to stop this. Say, why are you doing it? Money now, this now, hard life. I believe if state government can come in and set up enough rehab centers and then encourage NGOs to set up rehab centers, The NGO had to task we had to take these boys, getting at least a psychiatrist to treat them once in a week, and then we now send them to rehab to the skill appreciation center, where they will learn a skill like hairdressing, tailoring, shoemaking, decoration, and that things. And then the government give them 2, 3, 4 million of philanthropists to support them to set up their own shop, and then we follow them up and monitor them. This youth will become useful.
Okay, are there other solutions? Because we've talked about drug abuse for years. Now let's keep looking at the solutions. What? And that solution,
this government should be very, very harsh on them. I think government is not harsh enough.
Harsh
on drug
peddlers.
Yes, the drug cartel. The drug cartel is one of the richest ventures in the world in Colombia and other things. Let us not allow it enter the country. We are seeing a lot.
Here. Just 2 weeks ago, the NDLEA actually seized the largest. I think it's meth.
Yes. I saw it. I saw it.
They have a forest. They actually arrested.
Recently, they also discovered the cave as well.
Yes, coincidentally, our youth.
It's already here in the country.
Coincidentally, painfully, our youths now are becoming overhooked. We have to do something. My fear is that in the next 10 years we might not have young boys again, enough young boys again who are sane. I mean, my 50s now. If I'm taking drugs, I will not be okay by now. Maybe I'll be shaking.
Still on solutions. What can parents do? What can religious leaders do?
All religious leaders should be proactive. Come out in the church, on TV, the media houses to say drug kills. Then the NGOs should come in. A lot of NGOs should come in. Like, God helping me, I'm hoping that by September we're doing a seminar, a workshop for all schools to send in 3 students to train them against drug abuse, human trafficking, and hookup syndrome. Let us all join. The government support the NGOs, come out to train the youth, show the effect, the menace of drug abuse and addiction and hookup and prostitution. All these are very dangerous vices. That if we don't control it now, before you know it, in the next 10 years, I fear that we won't have girls, manageable girls. I'm saying my sons, please, how do you get a good girl to marry the next week? Because almost all girls are into hookup. Sorry to say, due respect to you, man. Many girls you see now in Nasaba are into hookup. Secretly. They tell that I'm coming, they are into hookup. I tell my kids, my daughters who are in school, I say, please, I beg you, anything you want, I will help give you. Don't do hookup. Because the danger of hookup that some of the boys who are into Yahoo Plus now, they have the device, a kind of a charm they put under their vehicle, that when they carry the hookup girl will not have child again. I heard that somewhere in Abraka side, that almost 80% of the girls you see there that are into hookup, they cannot give birth again in their lifetime. They've used their womb. This looks, how do I put it again? It looks unthinkable because, logically, but it happens. Okay. In Africa.
Now, permit me to take you back to your story, because you did say you've gone to Libya through the desert 3 times.
Yes.
At what point did you decide to come back to the country?
To
come back home? And why did you come back home? If life was better in Libya, why did you decide to come back home?
Honestly, what really made me to come back was that the first time I went, I came back to come and carry food stuff to sell in Libya. Okay. I went for the first time, I spent 3 months, I came back into business. I bought gari, yam, gari, egusi, ogbono, because all these things sell there, very expensive. I carried them in bulk, and I managed to take them.
The
desert, yes, horrible. We stay in desert for 3 weeks, we are moving. We stop with pitch tent, we cook in the desert, sand will enter the food. Sometimes some people will just, a scorpion will bite you in the desert, or a snake. That is the end. Then if you are a man that is into like women and you carry a girl, a hookup girl in the desert, and she infects you with gonorrhea, you will die before you get there, because the heat and everything will make you to be urinating blood.
How do you get water?
Yes, that one is a very tough one. We get a big gallon and use sack to sew around the gallon, and then we put water in the gallon in canoe, and then tie it on the body of the vehicle and put hose that we use to draw the water. So we take it small. If you don't wash your hand before you eat, if you do the driver of the vehicle will flog you. Why you want to kill yourself? Because you have to manage the water to drink in the desert.
Okay, so why did you finally decide to come back home?
What really brought me back was that uprising in Libya, the Gaddafi uprising. You know, when they went to kill Gaddafi, that is the 2000 period, and I have to come back because the war was brewing. And that war killed a lot of Nigerians, a lot of Africans. So I escaped before the thing came. I had to find my way out of Libya. But then, if not, Libya is a little bit fair play, but it's not. It's still a horrific place to go, because I remember sometime in Libya when I was living. I wrote it in my book, Africa, Europe, Libya, Desert. I remember when I was going desert one time. I went to buy the George. The George is chicken. I went to Sog. Sog is market in Arab to buy chicken, and I was coming back to untie after going from school. Some Arab boys, Asma boys, attacked me and almost killed me. They strangled my tie. And all those horrific things that happen in Libya, Arabs can be very, 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 very hostile. I don't know. Sorry to say, the Arabs can be horribly hostile.
Okay. So now, with your experience, what do you have to say to somebody that's watching now that is already into drugs, or that has told this path of hookup, or is still considering leaving the country, albeit through an illegal means, probably because they've not secured enough funds, or they don't see themselves getting enough funds to do it legally?
Thank you. What I would say is that, honestly speaking, I would say anybody watching me now, if you're into drugs, stop, desist. Because most of the people I saw in the desert that are into drugs, they didn't come back. They died trying. Most of the friends I have that have taken drugs, most of them are dead by now. I remember one of my former classmates who was into taking drugs. He took Douala one day, and he walked away, and we didn't see him again. They said they saw him in Onitsha. They saw him and he died. He never came back. Drug destroys your life. Drug will impair your brain and your memory. Drug can destroy your lungs and your kidney and give you a lot of problems. Then secondly, those guys who are into hookup, I will advise them, instead of doing hookup, try and get something to do. Then try and register with some NGOs, like our NGO are trying to hope to. We train you. The state government has a kind of a little bit of rehab and a scale of etc. Learn, and then we are hoping all of us join hand and help them to start up a business. I believe before this time next year, I will be involved in helping to rehabilitate at least 5-10 repentant hookup girls. Because some girls are repentant hookup girls, some don't want to repent. Some like doing it because they enjoy satisfaction in sexual gratification, which is a cause. And then those ones are the ones we need to cancel. We can punish them a bit, and then of course.
What do you mean punish?
I think punishment should come for hookup girls later.
What do you mean punishment?
Not just the hookup girls. I think it should be equal, both for the hookup girls and those who patronize them. Because if the men are not patronizing them, what's not being the business?
So first of all, define punish.
Yes, punishment. I'm working on it.
Okay.
I'm working seriously on it. But let me just expose it a bit. 2-3 years, I hope to announce in the state. If you are into hookup, repent, come and learn. Let us rehabilitate you and give you training. And I will put our big politicians and where to do philanthropists come and help us directly, give them money, start up their own business. We monitor them. Then after 2-3 years, those that stop to do it, those that refuse to do it, and they're still going around the street, constituting nuisance at a very high magnitude, should be arrested, sent to jail for constituting nuisance, because it's a nuisance. Imagine driving on the street of Asaba, you just park your car, and naked girls will run on you.
Okay, I get your point.
A friend took me to a bar to buy soft drink.
The truth is,
some girls out of my lap, naked. He said, "May you see na pastor? May you see."
You see why I asked you if your wife was aware of this movement?
Yeah, my wife aware. So the issue is that only thing that has to do with hookup, we have to try our best to come against it. Some parents support it. They feel it's anything. If all girls start doing hookup, in the next 10 years, there will be no marriageable girl.
So what do you have to say to the men that patronize the ladies?
The men has to be punished. I don't see any reason why a man should go about looking for hookup girls everywhere. If you're a man, only my grandfathers, they have wife and concubine. If you feel you cannot control your wife, your libido is so high, you have a wife, then you go and get a concubine or marry a second wife.
But the concubine is just an archaic word for side chick.
Yeah, really. But
and that's what he's saying.
What I'm saying that olden days.
Instead of
let's not deceive ourselves.
Anyway,
I'm a social worker. Let's not deceive ourselves. Olden days, men are promiscuous, or let me not use the word. Men are polygamous by nature. That is true.
Well,
sorry to say.
I don't think we should discussing a polygamous nature. I think the message should be sexual discipline.
Yes, discipline. What I'm saying is that
for women.
In Africa, as an African man, Nigerian man, if your wife is not enough for you, I believe should be enough for you. Like me now, in my 50s, I don't think my wife, I will add more wife to my wife. Well, I don't have that stamina, that strength.
Okay, Dickens.
So some people that have it, they marry a second wife than to go and be sleeping with your daughter's age. and giving them monies.
All right.
So anybody into that should be, for me, those people that patronize them, the time has come for us to be punished as well. Yes.
Yes. All right. So
as a deterrent.
Before we started the interview, I did mention hopelessness. And many Nigerian youths are hopeless. They feel like there is no hope in the country. There's nothing for them to do here. When you speak to some of them, you know what their mindset is, that they just feel that they can't make it here. That they have to leave the country by hook or by crook. They have to leave the country, or they have to go into fraud. Internet fraud is another issue that we need to talk about as affecting the youth. So what would be your message to that youth who is hopeless and who feels that there's nothing here for him in Nigeria, who's hopeless about the future of this country?
I think what I will tell the youth is that don't lose hope 100%. Because me, I was a youth before I'm an adult now. Years back, I was almost very hopeless before I went to Libyan desert, and I didn't get anything from it. But today I'm working.
I thought you said you had money. You were working and you didn't get anything from it.
No, I didn't get anything because all the money I got from the Libya, most of them ended up on the way to. I think the best thing the youth should do is, I've seen some young boys who are into different trade. I'm studying it. I'm trying to expose it very soon. Some boys who are into trade. Mechanic that replaces my vehicle now. That guy is doing so well. He built house in the village, doing well. Then some people who are into furniture. In my street where I'm living, I have a furniture man whom is surprising me. I'm always praising him. He's into furniture. He does first class furniture. He has finished building his upstairs recent. So now you can make it even in this country if you have a good trade. Look for a trade that somebody is doing and a person make it, and then you go to the east. I have a neighbor who is into a sale for all this animal drug. He learned the trade, and the guy said to him after about 6 years, and the guy is now doing well. You can still do well in Nigeria, but I want to say quickly, our politicians they are not helping matters at all. Because when you see a politician and his team making billions and millions and building houses everywhere, it discourages youths. So the idea is that our politicians should know that avarice is not the best thing, because whether you have billions, you will die one day and leave them.
So beyond politicians, on an extended scale, you've spoken to drug peddlers, hookup girls, and youths. What do you have to say to the government as an institution? What role do they have to play for the nation to bring a deterrent to this?
First thing, if you go to Libya, for instance, things are very cheap there. The government should subsidize our foodstuff. Food is too expensive in this country. When I was in Libya, I was weighing 90-something kg. If you see me, 3 men hit me, they will fall. Because they have cheap food. Rice is cheap, banku, that is the flour, is cheap. Then flour, which is tomato, is cheap. You go to market and buy a crate of egg for dinar unus. Dinar unus is 1 dinar and a half. That is about roughly 17 naira in Nigerian money to buy a crate of egg, big egg. Our government should do something. They should stop procrastinating. They should subsidize food stuff so that food will be cheap in the country. And then our government should open enough rehabilitation and centers, support NGOs to have rehabilitation, open enough free skill acquisition centers where they would train our youths. And then government should bring out money in billions and settle the youths in different skills. And then government should also do something about the workers. Government workers are not well paid.
Okay.
They should increase the salary of workers. So our workers themselves that are working, they will have enough money to do something that is reasonable, own their own house, train their children. By so doing all these things, all these menace will stop. Mostly government should have money spent a lot on trying to settle our youth in different skills and make foodstuffs cheap. And then this fuel thing too, they should try and do something about it, because we have fuel in Nigeria, make it cheap. Because in Libya things are cheap there, very, very cheap.
Thank you so much. And then your NGO, your activities, how do you reach out to youth and young people? Do you go to schools for sensitization?
Yes.
Your book, is it readily available for
youth to we go to schools. From next week, after the long-term break, we're going to schools, to different schools, government schools, to speak to the youth against drug abuse, human trafficking, hookup, menace, and then other vices. Then hopefully we are hoping to open a rehab center soon, whereby we'll train our youths. Then the rehab center will be Redder and Red Hawk Rehab Center. Any girl who is into drug or boy into drug, I want to repent. Any girl who is into prostitution, hookup, I want to repent. They will come, we train them, and they will look for multi-millionaires and philanthropists that will give them money to start their own business. We hope that next year Because we have a lot of girls who've trained that repentant hookup girls that will change. That will encourage a lot of them to stop the hookup too, because it's a menace. It has to be stopped.
Thank you so much. We've been discussing Nigeria's youth crisis, drugs, and the exodus abroad with Dikin Ekwabo John, who is a public servant. He's a social worker. He is the founder and general coordinator of New Generation Social Works Foundation here in Delta State. It is an NGO, and is also the author of a book, Africa to Europe Through the Libyan Desert. Thank you so much, Dikin John, for being with us this morning. Thank you for also sharing your experience with us. I hope to get this book, and I hope you would get this book across to youths and children in Nigeria. They really need to read this book and hear and read about your experience in the Libyan desert. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, sir, for your time. And I wish you good luck with the repentant hookup girls.
Yes, repentant hookup girls and repentant drug addicts.
All right, thank you so much. And we wish you the best
with
your NGO. We wish you the best.
Thank you so much.
All right, the future of any nation depends on its youth. So addressing drug abuse, addressing prostitution, creating opportunities and restoring hope for these young people must remain a priority for the government, for parents, for our communities, and for government at all levels. So let's do our best to help the youth of this generation. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll go on a break, and when we come back, we'll continue with Monday's edition of Morning Ride. Please